Only mode.
Hi there, traders. Welcome to Admiral Markets. My name is Chris. We're going to be taking a look at the charts and finding some high probability setups, but that could be a bit difficult if the market is maybe not as moving as smoothly as sometimes we would like to see. I think that this week is a good example of that. So let's take a look at the markets with that in mind. How do you find some setups when the market is really not your cup of tea, not going the way you typically like to see? But before we do that, though, please be aware of the upcoming special here. Christmas comes early with Admiral Markets, so check out the page on admiralmarkets.com. At the front page there, you'll find more info about this. And also, of course, the risk disclaimer: trading for exchange and global financial markets is considered high risk. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. This webinar is for informational and educational purposes only. By continuing watching this webinar, you agree with this disclaimer and you are aware of the risk involved when trading. Also, please note, or please visit, I should say, admiralmarketsglobal.com. Select your country of residence and contact the appropriate entity to find out if this webinar is suitable for you. So where can you find that info? As I said, admiralmarkets.com. If you're joining us for the first time, you might want to, you're not aware maybe where to find it. So here you go. Christmas comes early with Admiral Markets, admiralmarkets.com right here. If you don't see this, click these arrows to go back and forth to find that page and click on apply now. And you'll be going to that page. You'll find all kind of info there. All right. There you go. You see it all right here. That's all you need to know, all on this page. And that is special, of course, for this month, but regular things you'll find here: analytics, education. Let's take a look, for instance, today at what's going on with regard to maybe we can take a look at the market sentiment. Gives you a little bit of an insight into what traders are thinking at the moment. And that's always, some potential information there about bias and what we expect. All right. That's one of the pages. A lot of info here regarding analysis. Let's take a look at technical analysis. And then today, talking about pound yen and a potential bounce. I like that potential trade, actually, indeed. So we can take a look at this one. This is one of the setups I think is probably interesting. I'm not sure if it will retrace this deep. It would be nice. Let's take a look a little bit deeper what Nenet is saying. 148.30. Yeah, that would be good. Let's take a look at that on the live charts. All right. One second. Just need to grab my MT4 here. In the meantime, you can also check wave analysis. I was talking about the pound dollar breakout to the upside here. In fact, I think that the pound now with the second attempt to the breakout above this resistance zone is showing that this is a little bit more sturdy upside than the first one. The first one I was scared of a false break. Maybe it wasn't a false break, but of course the breakout, well, it was a little bit of a false break in the sense that it made a pretty big move back down. But from a wave pattern point of view, it probably was a wave 1, 2, and up we're going for wave 3. So we can take a look at the pound dollar, pound yen right now. I have the charts ready. There we go. So your dollar indeed bearish as expected. I was expecting that this was a wave 5, although I did say this zone here could still be a bouncing spot for a wave 4, 5 if this is not the end of wave 5 here. Right? So I expected this to be a wave 5, but said there could be still one more wave 5 of 5 if it gets extended. Although I had a bearish kind of sentiment to it. I think the bearishness is indeed true. Price breaking through the support zone, breaking below the weekly pivot point, especially here, this break. And I was looking for a little bit of a bigger pullback, actually, a little bit deeper. Let me renew this template. It's quite busy. So I didn't short it. I didn't take the trade personally, even though I was bearish and it broke through my support zone, because I would have liked to see price go back to a bit deeper, the 5061.8 fib. personally. So maybe I could still do that, but difficult to tell. I think that there could be a bigger bearish correction going on at this moment. Let me add this here. All right, there we go. And the price I think could get all the way down to these support levels. But generally speaking, the market this week to me, last weeks, plenty of opportunities. This week, I have not really had many setups that I traded, only a couple really, and it's already halfway the week, and it's because I think that from my perspective, it's just not that interesting at this moment. I try to find something that might be interesting, but it just never really kind of crosses that bar that I have. Like, it just doesn't meet enough criteria for me to say, oh, that's an interesting setup. And I think it has to do with pretty, pretty big moves up and down, whipsaws in a way, or big volatility up and down, and on the pound in some cases, and reversals in other cases. And I'm more of a pattern trader, and I don't like reversals that much. I did try a Euro CAD trade that ended up for break even. So I had a dollar yen small loss, and dollar CAD small loss, and Euro New Zealand a small win. And otherwise, this Euro dollar, I didn't trade it. I think that here, this first reversal is something I don't typically trade, just in case it gets extended to 120. Then it broke, and I was just looking for a deeper fib. And I think with reversal trades, it's just sometimes difficult, sometimes more tricky to trade, and I'd just rather be a bit more cautious, right? In any case, it's from my perspective better to be a little bit more cautious in these types of environments than try to force a trade. So in some cases, high probability setups aren't just there, and you can try, of course, you can try less probability setups, but there's nothing wrong with waiting either, right? And just letting the trades come to you. So I think that if the price gets to 50, 61.8 fib, I would be interested in shorting it. And I think that if price bounces, goes to the 50 fib, it could actually be a bullish bounce area. So I will wait for price to get higher or lower on the euro dollar, in my view. I don't see any particular trade right now. Pound dollar, this is one of those volatility setups that could have been maybe good, but that's not one of my favorites. I like more classical trend trades. This was a very big candle, and maybe some traders took that, right? Big candle, and typically you do get followed through. I'm not a big fan of those particular setups, but if you did, I can see why you did that, right? First candle up. And even the 4-hour candle here, pretty good upside. Now at this moment, I would rather wait for a pullback probably to about halfway. I think 50 fib maybe could be good. If it does, that could be a very neat bouncing spot. It's exactly that resistance zone that provided a lot of headache here, even here, then here, with a small, break above it. If it gets there back one more time, that could be a pretty substantial upside, I think. So I think that there's some steam. The pound is losing a little bit of steam of the upside. It's difficult to say, but these tops, a little bit of divergence would be nice, kind of showing a little bit of correction. It's always difficult to anticipate where the momentum ends, but I could see it make this dip maybe tomorrow and then bounce. I will be looking for the bounce here, personally, on the pound dollar. Dollar yen, I was thinking about trading this one. And that sometimes, I guess, happens when the market is not really flowing, like not giving setups that you really like. and then there is a setup, but you're hesitating, then you can kind of like have some doubts. I was talking to Nenet. He had doubts too because of the US GDP. We're thinking about, both of us were thinking about going along in here, considering the fact that there could be a bull flag, and it looked like we were having a breakout, actually, a breakout of this resistance like this. So we were anticipating a bigger push here, a bigger wave C or 3, or I was doing that. That is not looking at waves that much, but yeah, he saw the flag too. Hesitated, thought, okay, let's rather wait for the news. At this moment, the dollar yen, pushed up. The news was positive. The news happened. Let's see. I guess here. Let me think. Let's see. This is 4. So this is somewhere here, I think. Didn't really have much. I thought it broke after the news. Let me check. Yeah, it broke before the news. Yeah, sorry. I agree. Yes, exactly. It broke before the news. Yes, indeed. Because the news was somewhere here, right? Yeah, exactly. I agree. I said after, but I meant before. I'm getting confused. We both actually think the same. Sorry. So yeah, it broke before the news. That was a bit annoying. You know, what can you do? But anyhow, this was a break. I think that there could still be maybe some upside remaining. There is a good break of this resistance trend line. Yes, exactly, 1530 GDP. And with this momentum in play, what I'm looking for now, I guess, is just a bull flag. I would like to see a bull flag hit the R1 and a bull flag. Because if it hits the R1 and then flies down like this, then I'm not looking for any upside anymore. It has to be a pattern. I am looking for a pattern. So that was one of the reasons why I thought here maybe not to take it. I thought, okay, let it show, let it make a flag and then take it there. Also the news, but oh well. So that could still happen. That's what I'm waiting for now on the dollar yen. So when the market is, but all in all, the dollar yen looked like it was down, then started to reverse up again. Pound, was broke, but made a move down. In fact, right. So those are difficult things. Not that I traded the pound because I was already warning traders here. I don't like the longs because of the potential ABC, because of the head and shoulders, because of the false break. So I didn't trade these things. I'm just saying that my point is more like, in some ways it's a little bit tricky, and you could get caught in some nasty trades if you don't watch out in this type of environment with these reversals and this volatility, right? Up, down, up. So Kiwi looks bullish, right? It's an uptrend, but then falls, reverses. Something I was thinking of. I know that some traders were maybe trading here as a continuation of the trend, and I'm not saying that that could still not happen, but I was really worried about this ABC. Basically, 5 waves up looks like 5 waves up to me. Expecting 3 wave down. I think that this could extend up again. Same for the Aussie. The Aussie has been crashing a little bit more. Still, still a 5 wave pattern could be visible. So, if anything, it's at a bouncing spot. So it's a little bit, although taking this short in here would not have been necessarily that bad, even though we expected a wave C. So maybe could have thought about that trade. I didn't though. Or I did think about it, but I didn't take it. Let me say it this way. Um, let's see. Pound yen, we're talking about the pound yen. Would be good if it retraced, but this might take a while before it retraces that deeply to the 50 fib. That would be neat if it hits the 23, 38, and then 50. Your odd is also not an easy one, right? A lot of correction here, bigger down move, divergence between these tops, bit nasty. Retrospect, maybe should have thought about this pound odd, bullish candle here. But if anything, I was actually thinking it should go to the long-term moving average, and I kind of missed that. So it was a bit, oh yeah, the odd New Zealand, I was talking about the odd New Zealand here, and here I was looking for a little bit of more bounce so that it could retest this resistance, and then I was looking for a short, but it just crashed. So yeah, sometimes it can be a bit unlucky. But I think it's important in these kind of moments not to lose kind of your patience. Keep focused, not don't chase trades. Still try to keep focused, keep looking for the trades that makes the most sense, and not try to chase the trades because then it just it doesn't help typically. So at this moment, just thinking what could be the highest probability setup at this particular juncture. Yikes. Maybe the pound yen, but it could take a while before price makes that downside. Sorry about that, Angel. Yeah, it is indeed. If you start losing that patience and then you start to lower your bar for trades, and then you start to take more trades that are iffy, and it kind of like spirals kind of like downwards, doesn't it? That's yeah, that's difficult. Also, don't forget that when the market is maybe not, everyone has their own way of trading, and everyone has their own vision, right? So what doesn't look good to me might look good for you, or someone else, right? And they could be finding plenty of good trades. Point is that whenever the market doesn't really fit your vision, if you start to take a lot of trades in that particular part, yeah, then it's kind of like can be unlucky because you're kind of over trading in an area, right, that doesn't really suit your style of trading. That's unfortunate. Then that's typically not good for uh, for the account. Great, Angel. Good stuff. Eurocat. Yeah, I took that reversal trade. I'm not a big reversal trader, but I was like, okay, I don't see anything else. I think it's really a very volatile, reversey kind of market. So let me try my best attempt to try to trade a reversal. So I tried to trade the bounce of this. I was talking about it yesterday, right? The potential bounce here at resistance. I was looking for a move back, just a simple move back to the support zone, really. Nothing special. But got out for break even. And I'm happy I did that because I took the trade on this 4 hour candle here. Price fell my way. Then this morning was kind of making it look like I thought it looked pretty good. Euro dollar was in a downtrend. Dollar CAD was at resistance, which I liked. So it looked for me like a good bear flag. I was expecting a break and lower, and all seemed good for the Euro CAD. Short. Then price just popped up. Didn't like that, but I didn't move the stop loss above these fractals, so I had nothing else to do but hope that it wouldn't hit my stop loss and still make a dip. It did that, luckily for me, and it made a downside. And but then I saw price basically going sideways like this. I had a strong 1 hour candle, and the dollar CAD though had broken above the resistance. The reason why I like the euro CAD was dollar CAD was at resistance, euro dollar was in downtrend. So hence euro CAD bouncing at resistance made sense to me. But with dollar CAD breaking above resistance, it didn't seem that interesting. Euro dollar could still make a bullish retracement. So as soon as I got this candle, I moved the stop loss to break even, got out, and price started to bounce. In fact, it took me out for break even. So once it makes three-wave pattern like this, it's a reversal trade. Time is not on our side. I didn't want to mess around and just got out. And it's good because in the meantime, I think it would have been a loss. Not yet, but I think very soon, yes. So now, well, it looked like a good, I mean, didn't look like a bad reversal idea, I think. But, I mean, considering pretty decent daily candle, we need to think, right? Wick on top, bearish candle close, big resistance level on the left. But, that's how it goes with these reversals. I think I'm not a big reversal trader, so it just proves again my point that they're not easy to catch. But I'm sure that, of course, we always at one point catch something that is a good reversal. This wasn't it. So not too unhappy with my break-even trade. At this moment, though, definitely still at resistance. Still divergence between these tops. So it could still be a bouncing spot. But keep in mind this daily candle might make sense. It's a strong daily candle close here. It's not looking like a very reversal signal, is it? So very curious how these daily candles will behave at this resistance. Still at this resistance, the same zone. Okay, let's take a look at some other instruments. We took a look at the forex market. As I said, pound yen probably looks like my favorite, although it might take some time before that happens. Gold. Falling strongly here. Still falling at the top of this channel. Correction. I was thinking that maybe finally it can make a momentum breakout, but nope, not yet. Amazing how this channel has basically held price in its grip for a month. Pretty impressive. And ultimately, it is about this channel. I really think that this channel is. Oh, sell trade from Angel. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Nice job. Great. I might think. Not sure how this. Where your profit is. But if we get a wick here, I would be careful. Yeah, it could. As long as it stays in this channel, it could do that indeed. It's very messy. I have not attempted to basically analyze this piece up. It's just very corrective. Not that easy to dissect that part. So ultimately, I think this could be a bigger correction. Whether it ends up here or higher, that remains to be seen. It depends if price breaks below the channel. If it does, we get a breakout going on. Ultimately, as you know, still looking for this particular pattern to finish and then expecting upside. So if this channel breaks, if you expect this channel to break, then could be make sense to hold on or to check this daily candle. This daily candle has a big wick, wouldn't look too good. If it has a close near the low, yeah, there could be a better chance of that breakout soon. Let me take a look at some of these crosses. Pound CAD didn't break the rising wedge to the upside, to the downside, but to the upside. Funny enough. Pretty sizable downside at this moment on these CFDs. With big momentum. Be careful of that. These are big momentum bars. There is divergence between these tops. So will be interesting to see how today's daily candle closes. If it's something like that, that looks like a retracement, at least to the bottom here, could happen. That will be interesting to see how that closes today. So yeah, basically, when the market is a bit moving in a bit different way than you hope for, like for me, I like pattern trading, I like trend trading, I like classical break pullback continuations. I'm not a big volatility or reversal trader. And in my eyes, at least, this market is quite volatile and is quite showing a lot of reversals. So yeah, it doesn't really suit my type of trading that much. But we can take a look at some lower time frames, see maybe something else is going on. Sometimes it's good also to change time perspective, see maybe there are patterns there that make sense. Maybe there's something else, that is interesting and worth trading. So let's take a look at the lower time frames. All right, let's take a look at some 50-minute charts. Sometimes you see patterns there that are worth trading from an intraday perspective, even though higher time frames are not that interesting. Looks like euro dollar has completed 5 waves. From my perspective, ABC up now seems a little bit more likely, actually. I know that's funny because I'm bearish on the euro dollar, but at the moment, I would actually probably expect more upside before trading it down. So still waiting euro dollar 50-minute chart for that move up to the 61.8. This does not look like a good spot to me, even on the lower time frames. Let's see if there's anything else going on. Most welcome, Angel. Very. Thank you so much for those words. Really kind of, Angel. I'm happy too. That, and I hope that you're going to have a strong bounce upwards. Definitely. Very happy to hear that. Yeah, it's everyone has their own vision, of course, with regard to how to filter up trades. So mine is maybe a little bit more cautious, but everything that helps push traders forward is great. Pound dollar, I think 50-minute chart. Let me use a blank time frame here for a second. Yeah, I'm still not a big fan of this structure at this moment. Nothing I could do about it. If it goes up, it goes up. Yeah, I will not be part of that party. I just I would rather this resistance line here. I would rather just wait for a little bit of retracement. Ah, that's interesting, Angel. And just out of curiosity, how do you mix it? Just to get a bit of idea yeah, like what parts you take from Reddit and maybe what parts you take from me. Just a kind of interesting idea to mix that. I never thought about that in a way. So yeah, a lot of I just know. I just doesn't seem that interesting. Maybe if it breaks the support, I would rather wait for it to hit support and then bounce. Personally, let's see if there's anything else going on in 50-minute world. All right, Delta N, I really want to see a flag, not really this momentum to the downside. That doesn't make it that interesting at this moment. I might still consider a long. It's just not originally what I had like in mind. So yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. It's just that I would rather have a pattern. Well, keep an eye on this though, but bit tricky situation because is this an ABC or a 1, 2, 3? Mm, let's move on. Aussie. I was thinking about an Aussie reversal trade, but one of the things I wanted to see was not break the low for 5 to 6 candles. That it didn't do is yet, and the reason was because of this potential bigger correction here. And one of the things that I was keeping an eye on is this fib and indeed the 78.6 bounce. So that's something I might consider. What I would like to see first, maybe, is a hook back here, a failure to break, and then a bounce up. So that will take still some time. Just trying to see if there's anything now. Let's see. Hmm. No. Well, if you have any trade ideas, I would like to take a look at them actually because I'm running low on inspiration with this particular market, to be honest. So if you have any ideas, feel free to let me know. I'll give you my 2 cents. But at this moment, I really don't see anything that seems very appealing right now, right here, or in the next half an hour, let's say. Right, looking at these 50-minute charts. And then sometimes it's if you don't see anything, it's sometimes even better just to walk away from the charts because if you keep looking, then you're gonna almost like force yourself to find something, which is typically not the best way. So sometimes it's just better to take a pause, walk away, and look at the charts with fresh eyes and fresh approach later on again. But if you have something in mind, let me know. Let's see. Angel, he doesn't use Wiz, okay? Uses Camarilla and uses MA in color with 1040. Interesting. 10, 10, oh, 40. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Thank you for sharing that, Angel. That very responsive EMA indeed. Looks a little bit like my HMA that I use. Cool. Let's see. Very nice. Dollar yen 4-hour chart. Mine is, I use 21. I don't use 4, I use 1 here. And I have 21 indeed. Yep. Dollar yen. When you draw trend line from bottom September. Ah. Hmm. Oh, the HMA. Yeah. Mm-hmm. True. And you use 10. Okay, cool. I'll take a look at that. You like 10 more than the 20, yeah? It's a bit more responsive. Maybe this is what you mean, Derek, this trend line? No, wait, you were talking about resistance. Sorry, now I'm confused. You are looking for resistance. So not sure. Maybe, you mean this. Yeah, got it. That's probably what you mean. I'm not 100% sure, but that's my best guess. Yes. No, it's definitely not so that I want to say, this bullish breakout doesn't have to be the start of an uptrend. Definitely. I should add that a very critical level is, in my view, 112.50. Because otherwise, this could still be like an ABC correction, hits resistance, and down it goes. So this level is not that crucial from my perspective. But here, yes, because that could still be the downside. This is a 50 fib here. And if it bounces at this 38, it could go down to the 61 8 fib at 110. Whereas, and this could be ABC, whereas if it makes upside like this, and then starts to make a bull flag and goes up, then this is starting to look more like a wave 3 rather than a wave C. So that's very critical. So from my perspective, not a critical zone, but you never know. I mean, the fib could be different. Maybe I shouldn't be using this entire fib up, down, but maybe only this, and price is right at a 38.2 fib. So don't want to say that that could not be a turning spot necessarily. That's why for me, this how price reacts here is pretty important. If it flies down like this, it's starting to look more like a correction, and the upside is then not so interesting. Aussie and Kiwi bouncing. A lot of bounces at this moment. Slash reversals. Yeah, I think probably for the moment I'm just going to stick to my plan, which is wait for a 50 fib on pound dollar, pound yen for the moment. Maybe try to see if I can snatch the Aussie reversal. If there's some hook back here like this in here, might consider that. Oh, sure, Angel. Have a great trading, and even better day tomorrow. Hopefully, see you tomorrow in our educational webinar. I don't even know the topic actually. Let me take a quick look. Yeah, we had, of course, a lot of news. We have today Bank of England governor, Fed chair speaking. Tomorrow a bit quieter, and Friday too, from this point of view. That's great. We're going to be talking about, that's great, Angel. We're going to be talking about don't avoid your emotions, learn to manage them. So, yeah, because in the past we were saying like avoid your trading management, but we were thinking like that's not really terms that are the best. Really, managing is more important. So, we'll talk about that. And December new webinars lined up. We're going to talk about chart space within the market structure 6 times next month. So, yeah, I guess that wraps it up. I just focus on, for the moment, keeping an eye on maybe reversal Kiwi Aussie to the upside and pound yen, pound dollar upside after retracement. Euro dollar resistance here, downside. I think those are the ideas I have at the moment. All right. So that's about it for today. Check out these webinars once again. Check out the platform MetaTrader Supreme Edition. It's a plugin, extra plugin for Admiral Markets, 60 plus extra features, definitely worth your time. Check it out too whenever you have time, maybe right now after the webinar. Hope to see you tomorrow or next week otherwise, and good trading. Cheers.